I think when I first started, I got a case where this man he had, I think, 2 or 3 prior assault fourth misdemeanor convictions. And I think one of them with this particular victim. And the police did such a good job investigating this particular case. And this was a domestic violence case, and I think it was assault fourth felony and unlawful imprisonment because he had prevented her from leaving the house. He was a persistent felony offender, which in Kentucky means that he had 1 or more prior felonies within a certain time period. So and she was not cooperative at all. But because the police had done such a good job investigating, we had her statement that day, and usually on the scene, victims are going to tell you, if the police are there, particularly if they called the police, they'll say what happened. But then we also had photographs of her injuries, we had medical records, and you could go back and get that kind of documentation for his other cases, I think one of which was against her, but I don't think the other ones were. If we had gone to trial, I would have gone and talked to those other victims. I could have subpoenaed their records. Now, obviously, you have to sort of make a motion, and the judge has to allow you to present all that stuff. But I would have made that motion, and hopefully we could have gotten that in, although that's not a guarantee. But because we had so much documented proof, he didn't want to go to trial. So he took 10 years on a Class D felony because of the persistent felony offender kicked it up. And this guy had a terrible history of abuse going back many, many years, and it took this long to sort of get there. But I always try to really share these kind of good news stories with the police and with the people in our coordinated community response here, so that people know when you do get the big hit, and that all of that hard work beforehand really pays off. And it does, it takes a whole community to deal with these cases, for sure, to deal successfully with these cases.